Hi guys, and welcome to another Divi theme video. This is Jamie from System22 and webdesignandtechtips.com. Well, we had a request on one of our other hover videos. Somebody said they'd like to have an image, they'd like to have an icon on it. And when they click on the icon, they wanted some info to pop up. So there we go. We've got an image, we've got an icon on it. When we click on the icon, it'll pop up. And when we click on the icon again, it'll disappear and leave us with our image again. Really easy to do. There's no actual coding involved in this today. So let's get started. I'm going to enable the Visual Builder so we can build on the front end. Okay, if I roll down here, there's our little image right there. We'll start from scratch. If I click on here, I've got a section, the blue tab, with a row, the green tab. Got two columns in my row, and I've got a little toggle module inside my first column there. So we'll start from scratch, and I'll do it with our next door module here. So I'm going to add a new module using the black button. Divi comes as standard with all these modules, plenty enough to build just about any site. One I'm going to use today is the toggle, which is right here. I'm going to left click on it, and it'll just pop it in there for us. And if I pop this over here, you can see our toggle here. It's got a little icon over here. And when you actually click on it, it opens up to reveal some content. And this is what we're going to use for our sort of tooltip on click effect. So what we want is an image in the background. All we want to see initially is just our little icon here. Don't want a title or anything in there. Then when we click on it, we want it to open up, come over our image and display our content here. So I'm actually going to get rid of this title that's in our title box here, so we've got nothing visible initially apart from the toggle and our little box here. When it opens up, this is the content that we've got down here. I'm just going to leave the default in there. Obviously you'd have some real content. If you wanted to, you could put titles in and things like that. So let's pretend we want to put a title in. I'm going to drop down a couple. I'm going to go back up. Say my title. And we'll make it into an actual title here. Going up to the paragraph chevron there, hit the little chevron. Let's make it maybe a heading 3 or something like that. There we go. And if I open this up, you should see that there. And I've given it a gap at the top just to give us a bit of spacing. Now when this opens up, I kind of want my text to be in the middle. So I'm going to go over to the Design tab. I'm going to go down to Text. And I'm going to hit the center align right there. Everything else, I'm just going to align it just like it is. If you wanted to edit the title, you could actually give that title a different color if you wanted to by going in and edit the heading. But I'm going to leave mine just like that. Okay, next thing we want to do is really give it the shape that we want our image to be, or at least the depth. I'm going to do that by using sizing, still on the Design tab in the Toggle module. I'm going to go down to sizing. I'm going to open that up. And I'm going to give it a height of, let's give it 330 pixels. I think that's what I did to the one next door. I guess maybe let's try 370. That's about right there. Okay. So this is what's going to happen when we actually pop it up. So let's put our image in the background that we're actually going to have there. We'll close this up and it'll still be that same height even when it is closed. What I'm going to do, still on the Design tab, if we go back up to the top, here's our toggle. If I click on that and open it up, open toggle background, when it's open, I'm going to have it have a white background. And when it's closed, like it is, I want it to be completely transparent, as if it's not there. And the actual toggle itself, I'm going to make that white. I might make it a little bit bigger. And the icon is just above that in the Design tab. So I'm going to make mine white. It's disappeared into the white background, but that's fine. I'm going to make mine a little bit bigger, 30 pixels. So I'm going to flip the little switch here to on. I'm going to use a custom size. I'm going to just say 30 pixels for me today. I know you can't see it because I've turned it white. Now when it's closed, we've got a closed icon here. Or sorry, when it's open, I should say, we've got an open icon. I'm going to make my open icon black because we'll have a white field up here. Again, I'm going to roll down, use custom icon size, and we'll say 30 pixels again. And you can choose whatever icon you want here. Divi's just partnered up with Font Awesome, so there's an awful lot of icons here. You can put in the search for whatever you're looking for, people, whatever, or you can pop it out into a big pop out like this and scroll through, and there's quite a lot of scrolling involved. So however you want to do that, I'm going to leave mine with a default plus sign. Alright, well let's just save that as is, and we'll put our image in the background. So I'm going to save my changes here. I'm going to go into the row, which was the green tab. If I click on the row here, there's the green tab. I'm going to go in there with a little cog. We're working on the right hand column, which is this second one right here. I'm going to hit the cog, go into the column, and I'm going to put an image in the background. You've got color, gradient, image, video, pattern, or mask. I'm going to use background image here. Simply pop in whatever image you want to use. There we go, and we've got our little image in there. You can see a little white toggle up the top there, and when I click on it, it's going to open and turn into the white background and a dark toggle, so we can close it when we need to. But I want to have a little bit of padding, or a bit of margin I should say, so that when the info opens up you can still see a little bit of the image around it, and it'll bring our toggle inside a bit more like a tooltip, so it's not covering the whole image. So to do that, I'm going to save my column settings, I'm going to save the row settings, I'm going to go back into the actual module itself, click on the image, here's our module. And to do what I've just mentioned, I'm going to use margin, so it's going to bring our whole toggle module in from all the sides. When we open it, it won't cover our image quite so much. So let's hit design, we can go down to spacing. Once in spacing, I'm going to give it margin all around of say 20 pixels. Obviously you do yours how you wish. I'm going to hit the change so it does the opposite side. And I'm going to do the same for left and right. And there we go. And I can actually cut this down on a bit of height if I want it the same as our one next door, because I've added the margin, it's added a bit of extra height to it. So I should be able to cut back probably by 40 pixels to get it where it is. We may have to adjust it a little more. So still in the design tab where we were before, in sizing, which is just above our spacing here. Let's take that down by 40 pixels or so. That'll be about 330. It should be about right because we've added 40 with the margin. Yeah, that's okay. If it's not quite right, you can just increment up and down slightly with the little toggle here to add or remove whatever you want. 331 seems about right to me by eye. And I've also noticed we can see a bit of a border there of our toggle. I don't want to see a border, I just want to see the image and the little icon that we can open it with. So still on the design tab, let's close up sizing now. We've got border just a couple down below. I'm going to go in there. If you roll down, you'll see a default 1 pixel border on there. If I take that away by using this down arrow, or you could just type in 0 if you prefer. There we go. We're just left with an image and our icon. So we should be good to go. Let's save our changes here. And we'll save our page changes. Make sure this is going to work on the front end. Before we actually save our changes, let's see if it's going to work on tablet and mobile. So I've hit the little purple button to expand it. Over here we've got desktop version. If I click on this, it'll give us a tablet view. Roll down to the one we were looking at, which was this one right here. Let's open it up and see what happens. Yeah, works fine on tablet. Close that back up. Let's have a look on mobile. And that's the same one there, and again let's click on it. Yeah, that works fine. For mobile, you want to bear in mind the amount of text that you've actually got here, because if you've got too much text and we've given it a fixed height, you may need to adjust the height just on mobile, and that's really easy to do. Mine actually work on all three here. Let's go back to desktop and I'll show you how to change the height just for mobile if you need to. We'll go back down. There's our little module. We'll go in there. And if you remember, we were over at the design tab. We were down at sizing. and we gave it that height of 331 right there. And this is common to most Divi modules. If you hover over the dark legending there, you'll see some little icons pop up. Go to the one you want, in our case the height here. We've got a little mobile phone icon. If we click on that, it'll give us desktop, tablet and mobile. And you can click on whichever one you want and you can have different values for each. Like I say, mine's fine, but if I'd had more text I would have had to add more height on mobile. So just go to mobile, and we'll go down. There it is right there. And just for fun, we know that's about 330 or so. Let's make it say 400. Just put in the 400, it'll put in the pics for you. As you can see, that's giving it a bit more depth if you've got more writing there. Of course, when you close it up though, it's going to stretch your image slightly, but that's no problem. Okay, well let's save our changes now and see what it actually looks like on the front end. And go over Save Draft, Publish if you're ready, and exit the Visual Builder. Okay, well let's go down to where we were working, right here. There's our little image. There's the toggle. When I click on the toggle, there's a little tooltip coming in with the white background and dark text, and our toggle has turned dark also. When I click on it again, it'll close back up, leaving the image and icon there. So there you go. I hope I've answered that question for you. It's pretty easy to do, to have an image with icon and toggle it to tooltip. I hope you've enjoyed this today and found it useful. If you have, please give it a thumbs up, ring the bell, comment, share and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Once again, this has been Jamie with System22 and webdesignandtechtips.com. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.